Hey, stop prayers, putting up prayer requests, asking for prayers for your friends, especially if you are a child of God. He wants you to go out and to cast out. When you pray, you are not alone. See, he is with you. Now, unless he sends you out to cast out a demon, cast out demons, pray for people, and then you find one that you can't pray for or cast out, and then you come back and say, "Oh, well, how come we couldn't cast this one out?" Then he'll tell you what to do. But he needs you to go out and do the praying and do the casting out. When they came back with a good report, they were like, "Oh, Lord, Lord, you should have seen the things that we did in your name, casting out demons and stuff." And he wants you to have this kind of experience because it'll build your faith. Okay? So he wants you to go out and to cast out. When you pray, you are not alone. Just do it. Listen. Listen to him. You must believe even if they die. You must believe even if they die. And I don't know what that one's for, but it's in there. Look, I prayed once for a man. Oh, okay. You must believe when you're praying for someone, even after you pray for that person, they die. Okay? Look, I prayed once for a man and his son. The man and his son both died. Wait a minute. First, the next day, the man's son died. And then a couple of days after that, the man died. Okay, since you could imagine how I felt some type of way. But I digress. Look, I prayed once for a man and his son, and his son died the next day. Anyway, and I learned that the man died the day after that. Oh, shut up. My prayer included this man, or my prayer included, this man should receive peace. His son was a very dependent person. I mean, he had a illness that made his father have to be with him constantly. So this made him dependent on his dad. And his dad was getting older and just couldn't keep up. It was devastating to the dad. It was devastating to them both. It wasn't my prayer, but for them both to die. It wasn't my prayer for them both to die, especially that close together. But the plan for both of them to die was planned by God. And I never would have considered that as a prayer. So when I was praying for him, my prayer wouldn't be, okay, well, why don't you both just die? That's not in my prayer. But from that, the father needed to hear. So here's my lesson from that. The father needed to hear from me a confirmation from the Holy Spirit. So I don't know exactly what the father heard me say, but I do know that I said it before his son died, and I said it to him before he died as well. So the prayer was timely in that sense, as opposed to if I hadn't prayed at all, maybe his son would still be here, and he would still be having to rely on his dad, who just couldn't do it. I don't know if you've ever felt helpless to help your friend or your family member, but there's nothing like it. So just by being obedient and praying, what I was led to pray was sufficient enough to help that person at that time, even though that wasn't the result I was trying to get. I was trying to get peace for them, and which they ultimately ended up getting. Okay, so so the Father needed to hear from me a confirmation from the Holy Spirit, and you may not know what you said that they heard above all your other words, but when you say nothing, you don't help at all. Listen, listen. It's the same power in you that is in the Christ.